Hi guys, in this video we're going to do enchilada casserole. I'm going to read to you the ingredients and let's get started. You're going to need 6 to 8 flour taco shells, large ones, or about 10 to 12 small ones. Package of taco seasoning, but I'm going to use this. 1.5 to 2 pounds of hamburger or chicken, which is cut up. I'm using a mix of ground turkey and hamburger, and there's more than what I'll be using here. 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of enchilada sauce, and 3 to 4 cups of cheese. Now, I will add the tomato sauce into the enchilada sauce because generally it's just used to stretch it. Generally you're going to use a large can, or 2 to 3 of these, but I've only got 1 of these, so I'm using a package mix that I'll be adding to this. And you're going to need refried beans as well, 2 cans of these. And you're going to layer this like a lasagna, so you're going to need a pan. Okay, so we're going to preheat our oven to 325. This takes about an hour to bake, which is great because I've got class. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to do this. I've already got some enchilada sauce in here. I'm going to open this can and add to it. That way the flavor's uniform. I really like the McCormick enchilada sauce. I grew up buying homemade enchilada sauce, but they don't get it anymore. One of these days I'm going to try this recipe with homemade enchilada sauce that I've made myself. So we're going to get that ready, and we're going to need a spatula for the beans. We're going to open those. I grew up doing the vegetarian ones, but I really like homemade. I do homemade ones with a little bit of bacon grease, and I will show you how to do that sometime. And we're going to open our tortillas. So we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to put down a layer of beans. What this does is it gives it a surface to stick to. Just a really thin layer. Well, this is what my grandmother does. It doesn't have to be all over the pan, just a little bit. It's like glue. Then we're going to spoon in some enchilada sauce. I better take this out before I drip everywhere. Just make sure to get enough of the sauce down. This is just like making lasagna. take and cut these into different sizes and just layer until it's all covered. My grandmother tears these into triangles and cuts them. I don't feel like doing that. I just want them to kind of all overlap each other. I'm gonna be honest with you, I just have always made this recipe without checking the recipe. I grew up just making it. I don't see how you can do 6 to 8 tortillas if you're buying them at the store. They would have to be massive. So if you're doing the recipe, go buy the extra large ones. So we've got that first layer in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to spoon in some more this. And we're going to kind of pack it in. We just want a thin layer. This will be 2 or 3 layers thick by the time we're done with it. I've used a pan that's a little on the larger side. It helps to heat these beans up. I'm doing this a little bit in a time crunch. So we're going to spread because we just want it really thin. Sometimes you can also put cream cheese on the bottom of this. And I'm thinking this is probably just going to be 2, maybe 3 layers thick. So that's all the beans I've got. You want the meat in this to flavor it. Not so much the beans. And you can add green onion to this too. Makes it really good. Excuse me. We've got a layer of the beans. What we're going to do is, now you're supposed to add the taco seasoning into the meat, but I will be actually sprinkling it on top. The reason for that is I'm not using all of this meat, so I don't want to season it. And it'll work just fine that way. I'm going to take what's left of this, put it in that spot there and there. Right there. these in the recycle. Now we're going to do a layer of sauce. And a layer of cheese. I've got sharp and Colby Jack. This is what it looks like so far. See if there's any green onion in the fridge, and we'll put some on top. And I don't skimp on the cheese. Some for them, some for me. Let's see if there's green onion. Yep. So this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to do a layer of that right on top. Where are my scissors? I'm just kind of gonna do it. Not a lot, just a little bit. It's pretty. I like green onion. Way to use it. I might not do it on the whole thing, just parts of it. So let's put another layer of tortillas down. Oh, silly me, I forgot the taco seasoning. Meant to do that on top of the hamburger. So we're just gonna do that. It's not gonna hurt anything. The recipe calls for 1 package. I have a big thing from Costco, and I like the taco seasoning. You know, this is real life, and I have autism. Sometimes that wiring just makes my brain a little bit different, and that's okay. We embrace it, we roll with it. So this is really just going to have a couple of layers when it comes to the beans. At this point, we are going to just cover as much surface area as we can. Tearing it up makes this easier to also cut. See the ones I loved from before. The death is a memory into others are no more. Composite for heaven. So we're going to open up the other can. Over again. Beans in there. Where would I be if I didn't have Jesus pulling me out of my grave? Excuse me, someone's at the door. Back. Sorry about that. Telemarketers or salesmen. Where would I be if I didn't have Jesus pulling me out of my grave? Where would I be if I didn't have mercy pulling me away from this place? I'll probably crash and burn. Thank God I'll never know. Okay, we're gonna get this smashed down. It's kind of hard. It's really better to do these warm because it smashes a lot easier. But that's alright, we're just gonna roll with it here. And it's not a big deal if it's not on every part. This will bake and spread out. Let's put some hamburger down. And we won't forget seasoning this time before the cheese. I like a lot of meat in my casserole. But that's my preference. I'm a carnivore. I'd end up using more of this than I planned. Be still, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship is holy, sing like never before. Okay, got plenty of meat on. Now we'll do taco seasoning. And you can add another layer of tortillas on top of this. I'm going to see what it looks like before I do, because it might be plenty. I am also going to do more green onions. Is it approved from the banks of the river? God led me there, showing me something better. My life was changed when I left it at the river. My life was changed when I stepped into the water. I'm not sending a message here. I've just been listening to a lot of gospel music lately since I converted to Christianity, and it's really done a lot for my mood. I sing while I'm doing things, particularly when I'm tired and focusing. Puts me in a great mood. I think that I've got about as much onion in that as I want. Let's get some cheese on. Oh, sauce and then cheese. I hope I have enough sauce, just barely. I would recommend getting more sauce than you need. Now, we're going to top this with cheese and call it a day because this is as shallow as a pan we got. I'm going to do this 2 or 3 layers. Sometimes I top it with more tortillas and then cheese, but I don't have enough sauce, so we're going to just call this a day. It's all about using what you've got, and the nice thing about a casserole is it's a very versatile thing. Cannot wait to eat you, Mr. Casserole. This is one of my favorite casseroles. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this. We're going to bake it at 325 for an hour. I'm just reusing the foil I had on the hamburger. Alright guys, I'm going to go to class and I will come up. We'll come back and film this after. See you in a bit. Okay guys, it's all done. Let's see what it looks like. And you could put more green onion on top to garnish this. I'm going to do that off camera. I'm not going to do it here. Got people waiting to eat. It's all done. Let's dish some up and give it a try. Be back. I've got some sour cream on it. I've got a little bit of a radish salad. Let's try it.
There's a little more beans than I would like in it. Maybe I should have put all the hamburger in and some more tortilla, but the flavor's good. Taste the taco seasoning. Taste the cheese, the sour cream, the hamburger, of course the beans. Yeah. It's enchilada casserole. Got this little radish salad that my roommate made. You can have this with rice. We usually do tater tots or something. This is always good the next day. Sorry. I have a tiny space, so unfortunately my room isn't exactly the nicest, neatest thing here, but whatever. Yeah. So some tips with this casserole is I do recommend the tortillas on top and more meat than I did. Second, make some extra sauce because sometimes when you heat this up the next day, it soaks it up. And it's really good sauce. It's really good the next day. It's got more flavor in it. And I usually cook the meat with onions and garlic, but I didn't do that this time. I made a huge batch of hamburger and I just went with it. So, yeah, it was easy to make. It's not authentic, but it's still good. Cheers.